Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday to all. Quick adjustment on the other computer, sorry. Hope everybody's doing pretty well. Hey, Retro Ryan, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Hi, Bartermania. Cheers to you. Puddings, how are you? Yeah, same here. Same here. I can't forget to leave a like on my own stream. That's not something I like to do, but once in a while, desperate times, desperate measures, as they say. Welcome, Puddings. Good to have you, man. Yeah, if you have a second, leave a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. We'll see if we can get some sales going, some Jiminy dust. I loaded up. I had a new batch of it. Mrs. Flippett's back there making some more, and hopefully we will cast a spell on everybody, and we'll all do a little bit better. I hope you're having good sales. If you are having good sales, congratulations. Not over here, unfortunately. Ran a coupon, a public coupon yesterday, started it, and within 5 or 10 minutes, I had a multi-purchase. A gentleman picked up 3 ads from me, and I said, oh wow, here we go. Sky's the limit. And it's been pretty much crickets since then, tragically, but we'll see what's going on. We'll take our time. We'll be patient. We'll continue to list, which is what I am doing. What's up, Jackie Jack? How are you? Welcome to the show. Vintage Memories, good evening to you. Hi, CJ. Welcome to the show. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Karen. Welcome, Karen. And what's up, Cameron? The new 1,000 subscriber king. What's going on, man? Don't worry. In another 6 months it'll take to get your first payment from YouTube, but don't worry about that. At least you're on your way. Congratulations to Cameron. He just recently crossed over that threshold on one of his channels anyway, the Gravity Goods channel, I think it was. And I know he does live shows at least once a week. He was on yesterday, I believe. But yeah, guys, very, very slow here. Insanely slow, despite the fact I have more listings than I've ever had so far in this store anyway. I'm listing postcards day and night. So no complaints on that end, as far as listing. I sent some offers out. I do have that public coupon going. So I'm pretty much giving it my all. It's just a matter of people coming into the store and checking out stuff and wanting to pick up the stuff I have. And sometimes... Yeah, you're very welcome. Sometimes, ebbs and flows. Once again, ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Good evening, Keith. How are you? Welcome aboard. Great to have you, man. There's really no major topic for this evening. I'm not going to whine about sales, but sales have been lousy for me. I hope you guys, if you're having great sales, please let everybody know. Let's tell us what your secret is, because, again, I'm mired right now. Terrible. Just brutal. 2 days since yesterday morning. Brutal. Don't really know what to attribute it to, but anyway, it's what it is, as they say, right? Gravity Good saying hi, Jackie Jack. Evening to you, Jackie Jack. It doesn't help when people are selling ads for $250. Is that right? I'm not really worried about that too much, but I definitely understand the concern, right? The race to the bottom. Same here. But again, if you ask 10 people, there'll probably be 5 that are having smashing sales, 5 that are in the turlet, as you said. So there you go, man. Sure. Merry Christmas to you, Cameron, and hope you gave a thumbs up prior. Almost. Yeah, happy fun times. That's okay. Welcome. Just rambling a little bit, saying hi to everybody. You didn't miss anything. Stuck in Newark. Uh-oh. Yeah. I used to take New Jersey Transit out of the Newark station. New Jersey Transit station in Newark. Not the nicest place in the world, Newark, let's be honest. Pudding's had a good first quarter. That's good. Only 100 behind fourth quarter. I've been removing cropped images from your listings. That's interesting. Yeah, that's one of those things that supposedly helps a lot with tweaking listings, aside from the obvious stuff like maybe modifying a title, whatever. I've heard a lot of good things happen sometimes when you make, some adjustments to your images, whether it's just a quality thing or maybe cropping in and getting some close-ups on certain things, whatever it takes to generate stuff. Hey, Lee, how are you? Good evening. What's up, Kelly? Yeah, no, don't stay quiet. I'm glad you're doing well. That's what I said. If you ask 10 people on any given show, I'm sure 5 will say it's great, 5 will say it's terrible, something like that. Who knows why, right? What's up, Steve? Yeah, the secret is, exactly. Welcome to the show. I heard you say you're having great sales. Congratulations. I think it's wonderful. I hope you keep tearing it up. Beautiful, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's 7:06 here, and I have less than that. So, tweaking titles. Yeah, exactly. The three biggies they always talk about are the photos, the title, and your pricing structure. I guess that's the three things that affect a listing the most, short of course, ending and selling similar, the whole batch. But I think there's a lot to be said for that. Little minor tweaks often help. The coupon thing, the public coupon did help initially, but that's pretty much it so far. You just removed all your eBay. Don't do shows with a cough drop in your mouth, folks. I just removed all my eBay listings to start over. Did you really? You removed every listing? Yes, Gary. How can I help you? When selling plans, do you ever need to concern with copyright laws? I've never had an issue with that whatsoever. No. If it's something that I need to learn about, I'd be willing to do so. Obviously, a lot of mine are vintage, way beyond vintage. Vintage is only 20 years. Mine are more like, I don't have many that are less than 50 years old. You think 50 is the 70s already, like early 70s is 50. My ads are, mostly from the 1950s and earlier. So I don't know if what's that law with copyright? I'm not really sure. I'm not a lawyer. Don't pretend to be one. But no, I haven't had any issues with copyright. I've just been staying away from the known problem items that everybody knows about as far as like content wise. Speaking of which, in my postcard thing, which I've been going through we're still going through, found like 10 Nazi postcards. It sounds silly. They weren't like Nazi postcards, but they were from some sort of museum from the 50s or 60s, I think. They're chromes, and it was like a museum about the Holocaust, a museum about the Nazi thing. So obviously I'm not going to list any of those. Nice. That's an interesting tactic too. Put everything on vacation mode. If you think about it, there probably is no harm short of, having no activity for a little while. If you just take down everything, if you have the time to do that, take everything down, wait a day, and then relist it all or sell similar everything. And it's like, boom, whatever your listing quantity is now, like if you have 5,000 listings, it's like 5,000 brand new listings in 2 days. That's an interesting approach. I think the end and sell similar is sort of, obviously the same idea, but it's more, smaller chunks for most people. But hey, I think it's great. You've learned to embrace selling postcards for $5. Get multiple sales the same buy. Sure. Yeah. Good evening, JC Loftus. How are you? Welcome to the show. There she is, Queen of Canada. Welcome, Dawn. Dawn famously only has 2 toes. In case anybody didn't know that, she's posted 2 or 3 pictures of her damaged ankle, and she only has 2 toes sticking out. So maybe in Canada you're only allowed 2. Not sure, but anyway, welcome, Dawn. Yeah, haven't had any issues, man. Hello, Leland. Greetings, friends and fellow entrepreneurs. I love that term, entrepreneur. Greetings to you as well. And in Realist even worked. You had 560s American Girl magazines been listed over a year with no interest. And then Realist, all 5 sold in 24 hours. Way to go, Steve-O. That's awesome. Queen of Canada has arrived. Again, everybody pay their respects. Copyright issue enters in if you are making copies and selling. There you go. Yeah, sure. I'm glad you put the caveat in there as far as you know, because I don't know if there's any. I tend to doubt there's any issues with copyrights, especially again for the age of the majority of the stuff. You'd be interested to know if anyone does the same thing with game trading cards as postcards, like the cards kids are playing. Yeah, you can throw that out to anybody who deals in that. Yeah, I know what you meant. That's cool. Whatever it takes to get some action, right? Was it only one? Okay. Well, legend is, I don't know. We're going to start calling you Two-Toe. Even a slow, well, it's the Canadian thing. You know what I mean? They're only allocated to 2 digits. Good evening, Florida Man Jim. How are you? Good to have you. Yeah, but what is it? What's the term, Dawn? I was just saying that for reference that 50 years, I was going to say 50 years ago, like it's ancient history, and I'm suddenly realizing it's not. That was really the 70s reference. I mean, as far as ads go, the majority of my ads are, 70 years old. The newer ones are in the 60, 70 years old range. So don't know. But it's an interesting question. I don't know if it's ever been brought up or discussed. If anybody has any thoughts on it, feel free to contribute. It's something I never even gave much thought to, quite frankly. Wow, naming yourself Florida Man? Even a sloth, says Steve. I don't either. But I mean, you never know nowadays. Everything could become an issue. All it takes is one person bringing something up, and you never know. Maybe it's something. I don't know. I can't think of why. Like, why would an advertisement's already it's something that they paid to advertise in a magazine? The magazine was sold and consumed many times over the decades. I don't know why any company would sue on the basis of copyright. I don't know. It's different here in Canada, but the safe bet is something like 90. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the time frame is. And I don't know if it's a different time frame for like media, like films is a certain time frame and music is a certain time frame potentially. I don't know. Or if it's just kind of one blanket time frame for all things. Not sure. I'm sure we could look it up. Somebody could look it up if they are so inclined. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I need to mute something really quickly. I apologize. I just don't want any unexpected noises popping in on the channel. So let me mute this before I hear anything. Should be good now. All right, so we have Kelly doing great. We have Steve doing great. Anybody else doing really well that wants to brag a little? Now's your opportunity in front of the world. Declare that you are a champion reseller, doing all the right things, making money hand over fist in library land, which is a world you're a part of for a short time. Sure. Did you actually study? Is it what's the science of librarians? There's a word for that. I can't remember what it is. Probably not a bad thing. Yeah, but has it ever crossed your mind, Dawn, as far as print ads? I thought that was an interesting question. I really never thought about it. Never thought of it being a potential issue. But I guess everything's a potential issue when you're dealing in the public arena like this. Library and information. I thought there was like a more sophisticated one word kind of thing. I could be wrong. Average for Ryan. Okay. I would sign for average right now, at least for a week. Show me some average. However you define average. Because it's just woeful. Like out of control woeful. For no reason. Again, despite just slamming eBay with postcard listings with this haul, I'm just day and night. I'm literally day and night. I'm slamming it. I had to do some more baking today, so that robbed me of some time from listing. So my listing exploits ended at like 1 o'clock this afternoon, but I will probably get back on. In fact, I will get back on tonight. Slippet is still back there working away on the Easter cookies. When she gets up to bed, I'll start listing again. Is there a website, Jackie Jack? That's cool. If you know the link or anything, let us know. Gonna get rid of this quick. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up. If you want a sale, get your thumbs up in now. You have until 8 o'clock, 7:59. We're going to call it. It is 7:15 here. Anybody else had any luck with the coupon thing? I know there's been some discussion about public coupon versus sale and markdown. What's the difference? It's kind of semantics, but there's a lot to be said for the marketing, the perception, and how people, perceive things. I brought up the analogy of, the buy one, get one free thing is a, marketing ploy, obviously, but a lot of people fall for it. Even though it's the same as two things that are 50% off, but for whatever reason, buy one, get one free is more successful. Library science, there you go. Ask a stupid question. I thought there was one all-encompassing word. Like, what's the stamp collecting? There's a word for stamp collectors. Whatever that word is. I thought there was something similar for librarians. You don't have a master's, which is required to be a fully fledged librarian. You have a 2-year diploma, which I guess gets you an associate's. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Is this something you still have any passion for, Dawn, or you kind of lost that? Is that when you were a kid 10 years ago? There you go. Thank you for that. Books is after 90 years. Okay. Well, that's quite a while. So it is broken down by like media type, if you will. Puddings is saying the coupons didn't work. It worked for me several months back. I did the same kind of a thing, a public coupon. I don't remember what the term is in eBay, but you can create your own lists of like repeat buyers, people that have bought from you within a certain period of time, people that follow your store. You can create these lists, and then when you create your public coupon, you could have them sent specifically to those people. And that's what I did. And that's the guy that bought the 3 ads was somebody he was a repeat buyer, and he bought 3 again almost instantly. Excuse me. So I'm pretty sure that was a result of my coupon going out to that group. It's a nice option. And as Mark from SM Postcards said, it's very true. The more followers you have in your eBay store, the more people you can instantly kind of blast out to with one of those coupons or whatever you want to do, whatever sales ploy you want to try on them. It goes right to that population. I like that. It's a very cool option. But yeah, mixed results for me too. Sometimes the last time I did this was, like I said, a few months ago, and I had some success with it. Hadn't done it for a while. I typically run them shorter term. I know you don't have to. You can kind of have one in perpetuity. You could just set up a coupon. I don't know perpetuity, but at least a year or so, and you could just have like an ongoing deal. I have that for print ads. I have buy 2 or more and you get free shipping. That's just an ongoing thing. It's not really a sale, but yeah, in the dark because Slip It is working back there, and it's kind of, if I have the light, we were talking about this, the light gets in her face and all because she's right behind me. So I'm trying to like keep the camera sort of out of her face too. Studying librarians equals stalking. Don't know. Yep, I understand. You like the newsletter? Yeah, it's easy to. Yeah. Building followers within your store can definitely, at least potentially, pay down the line. Just more people to reach out to. I have no idea how many people I have following my store. I haven't checked that. And all you got to do nowadays is just go to the store tab. 362. I have 362 people. So that's cool. And whenever I do this kind of shenanigans, they'll get notified. And I know a lot of those people, when you follow stuff, I get, I don't know, was it every couple of weeks? I get an email from eBay that basically says, people you follow, here's some new stuff they've listed. That's nice to have. I'd like to think that I'm part of that with at least 362 people, which is something. Has anybody ever gotten such a listing zone that when they're not listing, it's kind of unsettling? That's how I feel right now. I've been so used to listing and listing and listing and listing and enjoying it, sort of. Necessary evil and all that, but enjoying it. And then when I'm not listing, it feels sort of strange. What's up, Carl? How you doing, everyone? Speaking of Canada, I guess should Carl be dubbed the Prince of Canada? I don't know. You let me know what title you'd like bestowed upon you. Number 2 is good too, sure. Number 2. Good point, Dawn. She said about, I typically don't read them either, but I see them come in with the title, people you follow, something. And if you choose to click on it, it will tell you a bunch of people that you follow. And, they've listed so many items over a short period. You suspect they're all resellers? Yeah, probably true. Just like watches are probably resellers also a lot of times, especially if you're in a competitive field, which I'm sure many of us are. Number 1. All right, Puddings, thanks for stopping in. Enjoy your dinner. I don't know what dinner is. I didn't eat dinner. I haven't had dinner in a couple of nights. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. We went out for dinner yesterday, but it was early. It was like 3 o'clock. See you, pudding. Have dessert. Make sure you have some. I love chocolate pudding. I had a chocolate pudding last night. Oh, Madonna, it was good. A little whipped cream. Once in a while, hits the spot. Since you've been listening postcards, you've been itching to buy more. Yeah, that's definitely true too. Now I have a bunch, so I'm not itching to buy anymore, but I'm itching to get some of this stuff up. And I am. Trying to learn this. How you doing? Do you have a video on your Plus Tech A3? I do not have a specific video, no. More specifically, settings and setup. I don't have a video trying to learn this. But if you want to throw out some questions, I'd be happy to answer whatever I can. And if anybody else has one, I know a few people picked one up after I talked about it. But I'd be happy to help you out if you have any specific questions. It's a kind of it's an interface on your computer. You know, you pull up just like any scanner. There's a lot of things that could be tweeted. Are you trying to scan print ads? What are you trying to scan? Has he? Decent sales. Good, good. Trying to figure out a range to paper card. Yeah, well, that's a big thing. You'd like to keep it under a certain amount. But again, you're dealing in Canadian money, and none of us can really understand that. We always got to get our Canadian jokes in. But yeah, just I guess you'd have to come up with a amount in your head that you know, what you consider to be a good buy per. Like, what would you consider a good buy on a per card basis? You're hoping to sell more before Popeye's next show. Yeah. Oh, sheet music. Okay. Yep. I use the scanner for sheet music all the time. What, are you having any specific trouble, or are you just kind of in the beginning of the process and you need to know how to set it up? Let us know, and I'll be happy to try to help you out. I use it constantly, although I must admit, in the last week and a half or so since I picked up the postcard lot, I don't think I've opened it once. But used to use it all the time. Oh, you haven't bought it? Okay. So what do you want to know about? Pros and cons? There's no cons. I've had it probably 3 years or so at this point. I do use it other than this last week with the postcard thing. I use it for print ads. I use it for sheet music as well. I even use it for records. 78s. The record itself and the sleeve fit perfectly. And you get a really nice photo if you're into selling records. I have no idea. Tag on a YouTube show? USD gets in 25 cents for 16 earlier. I think to me personally, that sounds pretty good. If you could keep it under a quarter or so and under per card, I think you're doing well. Call without question. What's up, Vintage Vaughn? How you doing? Howdy, Jim, and everyone here. Who's Jim? That's my first question. You know, bringing good buys on. Yeah, well, there you go. 25 cents. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable amount as well. Oh, you really? Yeah, I love it too. But I don't want to be accused of doing a commercial. Weisenheimer's. I do. I like it. What are you going to do? So does Kelly. Sorry, half here. My mom decided to call. No problem, Kelly. That's fine. I appreciate the fact that you always come in. Always good conversation with Kelly. He's an inspired young man when it comes to, he's got to get out of the office, though. I can tell already. He's frazzled already. 30 years old, 32 years old. You have no idea. You would keep it to as low as possible with the understanding the photos would be more. Absolutely. Rational, Dawn. Very rational. I like that quarter. I think that's a great number. If you could keep it to a quarter and under, you're doing pretty well. You know, just scale that. 1,000 cards, 5,000 cards, 100 cards, 10,000 cards, whatever you can acquire. Speaking of Kelly one more time, Kelly has told the group, so I'm not saying anything that nobody knows, but I know traditionally he has a couple of places that he said local places where he goes to source postcards. But I think especially since Popeye started dominating on Whatnot, and the convenience of it all, I think a lot of us doing this online postcard sourcing. I wonder if you guys in Canada do the same thing, because I know Whatnot is trouble up there because of the shipping is so obscenely high. Like where does Carl, the lazy reseller, go to pick up his postcards? Where's he getting them? We're intrigued to know. Yeah, exactly. All right, Dawn's food has arrived. Enjoy, Dawn. Everybody's eating dinner at 7:30 at night. What are you people doing? I'm just kidding around. I wish somebody could make me dinner. Sigh. I'm the cook. I've been the cook since I'm a little kid. Since your postcard listing is nearly automated, I'm moving into sheet music. Cool. Yeah, no problem. And that's a significant investment. The A3 is not a cheap thing. I will tell you, just from, again, the perspective of somebody who's used it for a couple of years, brilliant machine. Never had a problem with it. I don't even know if it's Wi-Fi compatible. It probably is. I don't know that though, so I don't want to be. I don't want to make a statement if it's not true. Mine is just plugged in. I keep it. It's. You can't see it. It's on a desk in back of me. Huge. You could fit. The biggest piece I have that I've scanned on there is a magazine from the turn of the century, like 1910, 1905. Is it Ladies Journal, something like that? I don't know if it's Ladies Journal, but anyway, I think it's like 16 or 17 inches tall by 12, 13 wide, and it fits with ease. That's the biggest piece I've tried to scan on there. Again, I like it because I love records and I sell records. The fact that I can scan record sleeves and the record themselves, I think, is a nice option because they look really professional. It's hard to get good photos of records. There's always a tilt involved and shining from a light, and so I love the scanner for that. Sheet music is an ideal. It's very much like the same size of a print ad usually. You can even open books. If you sell books, you can kind of open up a page and then press it down and you get both pages on one image, which is nice. So I'm a huge fan. I love the thing. Again, not a cheap item, but to me, well worth it. You're trying to figure out where to source in bulk. Yes. It's not a non-possibility. Okay. No big lots available up there, huh? Online. Hey, Mark, what's going on, man? Welcome. Welcome to the show. SM Postcards. Mark is here. The comedian himself is here. Mark will tell you. What's a good price per, Mark? A quarter and under is a good price, wouldn't you say? If you're getting a nice big lot, I think that's a really reasonable amount. Of course, if you can get it less, go for it, but some records are long tail. Without question. Yeah, I exactly. Great, really well put, Fatherman Jam. Yeah, they can be long tail. It depends, obviously, on the popularity of the record or the artist or whatever. Yeah, they all sell. Totally true. Absolutely. Do you dabble in Discogs, Florida Man Jam, by any chance? I love Discogs. CJ is Colliers. Maybe it is Colliers, CJ. I don't remember. Or Ladies Home Journal. Something from like the really old ones, the turn of the century magazines I have. They're huge. So big. Unfortunately, that's the only ad that I can't fit. I always talk about the rigid mailers that I use for the ads. They're just about half an inch too small height wise. So I kind of have to jerry rig the lid on those things, like the top part that you fold over, because where the crease is to fold it, I would damage the ad. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. So I always have to like what do they call it? Franken box or whatever, Franken envelope. Those things when they sell. I'm sure they make slightly longer ones. It might be worth me just picking up a pack. I don't have that many of those ads, the really long ones, probably less than 100. But it might behoove me to go get like one pack if I could find one that's maybe like an 18-inch tall rigid mailer. Because that's a pain in the neck. Every time I see that one sell, even though I'm excited about the sale, I'm like, oh man, here we go. It's going to take me 20 minutes to pack this one because of the size. Yes. The quarter and under thing. Yeah, me too. Oh, free is always better. I think a quarter is a really good number. There are big lots online here in Canada, but I'm thinking it's a cherry pick. Oh, probably most likely, yeah. Discogs used for research. Haven't sold on it. Oh, it's a cool platform to sell on if you're interested. I do have a video about that, selling on Discogs, if you want to take a look. But yeah, it's ideal for research, certainly. And it's a great way to keep an inventory of your own collection too. You can do like a collection. I think it's called collection. You put in a record that you have, if it's something that you just like to, that you want for yourself. And it's interesting because it gives you the estimated value of your collection over time as you continue to add items to it. I like that personally because I have a lot of records. But check out the video. I do have a video if you're interested, Florida Man Jim. If you have a, even a minor interest in selling on that platform. Oh my God, I got an offer. Holy God. Hold on. Let's see what it is. Vintage 1969. What? Let us go. I gave myself a like. Look at this. Now I got an offer on a camera. I have a Kodak camera up for sale. 69 Kodak Instamatic. With the box and paperwork and manual. That's really cheap. But I want to get rid of stuff, so I guess I'll Merry Christmas to this guy. Well, let's check him out. Let's check out he's only been on the platform since December. You always got to do a little bit of due diligence here. Leaves good positive feedback for everybody. Bought a lot of stuff and just, my goodness. Bought a lot of stuff since December. Holy cow. Great, adding to my collection. Great, adding to my collection. Great, adding to my collection. Over and over the same feedback. Let me make sure. Let me see how I have this worded. Does not contain flash bulbs. Okay. All right. I guess take the money and run, right? This was I picked this up at an estate. I know you can't see it, but I picked up this little camera at an estate sale a while ago, probably last spring. So let's just get it out of the house. I love getting rid of hard goods. Like even if this isn't a big item, it's probably about this big, but it's not paper. I want it out of here. So we will accept that. And there we go. I got a cha-ching during my own show. Finally. Well, now the Jiminy dust will be put out to everybody else. All right, cool. There's a sale. Beautiful. About time. Hey, Michael, how are you? Just recovering from selling at the New York. Oh, you were selling there. Get out. Oh, that's fantastic, man. I fully planned to go on that. I don't know if you saw the show Friday, Michael, but I did this. Picked up this really big haul of postcards an hour away. And the last thing I need right at this moment anyway, as we record this video, is more postcards. So we decided not to go because we want to get rid of, what we have, or not get rid of. We want to process all the stuff we have. But that's great, man. I'm glad you did well. The last year into this year, my average is under a nickel. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a good question. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Joe Mechanic. 8 cents per card. Beautiful. Yeah, that was a really big one. You keep a totally different stock for shows. Basically, you have your eBay stuff, and then you started putting together boxes of shows. Very cool. I'm glad you did well. It was a good turnout, I guess, huh? I really wanted to go to that. I think that's a fair assumption. Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Yeah, and I started recording. I've been teasing this, not teasing. I'm talking about a video I'm going to make. It's inevitable, right? When you pick up a big haul, the video has to come out at some point. Everybody's asking about how much I paid for it and all that. So I did start recording some stuff for that this morning before I started listing the cards. So this week, we'll get a video up this week all about the big haul from the end of March with some numbers in there and things of that nature. Still, it's going to take a while. It's 40,000 cards, give or take. I mean, we don't know exactly how many are there. I didn't just sit down and lay them all out on the floor and count them. But as we're doing our process and getting them into the boxes, I showed everybody Friday, which really worked well, by the way. Per box, I have a count. The beautiful thing, a scanner also works as a great counting tool. You put them in there. It's almost like one of those money counters. So I don't have to sit there and physically, So when I get to 700 or so is about what I can get into that box with the sleeves on it. I know we have 700, and we'll just have a little spreadsheet where it's 700, 700, 700. So we'll get a rough number once we have them all scanned. You do keep the best, of course, but they are they're on some novelty cards, things that are bulky, metal add-ons, leather cards. Very cool. Yes. Yeah, I picked up 40,000 cards, Carl, back in the 23rd, I think was the date. From and it was a something I haven't used in a long time. Craigslist. It was a Craigslist advertisement. Took a chance, called the guy. This will all be I think I'm going to tell the story in the video, but I probably mentioned it already. I called the guy first. Turns out he was from the same town I grew up in. He went to he was a year older than me. We had a lot of similar friends. We both played baseball. Well, I played baseball. He played hockey for rival high schools, like a mile away from each other. So we had a very similar background. We knew a lot of the same people. And then he told me a little bit about his collection, and he's primarily a sports card guy, but I shouldn't say his business is furniture restoration. And then kind of as a hobby, he does sport cards and stuff. And he has some young kids, like his nephews that are probably like 20, 22, that help him out with that. And they're actually out on eBay, which is really cool. So he's just not into postcards. And he, in one of his pickups for the sports card thing, there was a whole bunch of postcards that kind of got dropped off. And he took them. And being an entrepreneur and a savvy businessman, he knew they had value, but he didn't really know how much. And he didn't want to put the effort into doing it all. So he just blew it all out as a bulk lot. And thankfully, I called. And when I called, I felt good about the call. And then he went on the phone and actually said, "Hey man, you want to go on FaceTime?" I said, "Sure." And he showed me without me it was like an hour ride. So he showed me like the room that they were in, and he took a couple of they were all in binders. He took the binders down and thumbed through them. I thought that was really nice and genuine. So I felt much better about taking a ride up. And then I spent about 2 hours over there, hung out, talked with him, looked at a whole bunch of the cards. So like I just scrolled through the albums. I was like, man, beautiful. Loaded them up and took them home. Quarter cards, we count them up using a tape measure. That's, yeah, exactly. And then to an extent, it's a little bit of an estimate, but I think it's better that you're right. It's time better spent than just sitting there. All right, Dawn is back. That was fast. What was your food? A slice of pizza? That was some fast eating. All right, so we sold the camera. Yippee. Of course, they haven't paid yet. Speaking of coupons, I forgot I forgot how long I have this coupon going for. Let me check that really fast. I was saying how I do short term, but I wanted this one to go out a little more. My coupon is only good for a week, so until the 9th. But 3 sales so far out of the coupon. 3 a day would be nice just from the coupon, at least, You were just hungry? Okay. I'm assuming tomorrow night is another Popeye Whatnot. So if anybody's looking to pick up postcards, obviously go check out Popeye's auctions on Whatnot. Popeye's postcards. If anybody hasn't seen one of his shows, check those out. Guy you want to talk about a stash of postcards. The guy has a lot of postcards, knows a lot about them. Been in this business for 20 plus years. So buy with confidence. Mary, quite contrary. My final thought. I don't have a final thought, Mark, because I'm still listing lots of them. I know I have at least two of those bins. So like 12, 13, 14, 1,500 of them so far. That's not to mention about 200 real photo from the World's Fair. I'm learning a lot about the 1939, 1940 World's Fair in New York. That's for sure. I actually wound up watching some videos about it, which was pretty cool. They had, footage from the fair itself, nice color footage from the 30s, which was very nice. So I learned a little bit about the fair itself. I've learned that there's a lot of very common cards. I've learned that there's one card that I have up for $150 from the World's Fair. So please, and it has a watcher. So let's see if that sells. But that was I had a feeling it's kind of cool. Like I look up, like everything else, I looked up some and I kind of got a sense of the linens and they're almost all linens and what they go for. And then there was certain ones I just had a feeling about this one. I'm like, let me look up this one up. And there was nothing on eBay. I think Dawn knows about it. And I went on WorthPoint and there was a sale from 2017 for like 100 and $30 or something on this one card. So that would be thrilling for me. My biggest card sale has been $50. That's my highest value has only been a $50 card, and that was like the first week I started getting into postcards. I thought that was going to be the norm, but it wasn't. I live in that $10 range too, mostly. But I'll take that. When you have less than a quarter and you make $10, right? Not a bad thing. So it's an ongoing learning process, Mark. There's a lot of them. I really enjoy them. I know you have a video. You said, you have at least it's on your to-do list about a video about the World's Fair postcards. I know that my numbers are going up. If you look up 1939 New York World's Fair postcards, you're going to see me in there a lot because they're all new listings. That's why. Not that it's special, but Cameron, 200. Yeah, I have about 1,500, I think, at least. Yeah, but average is good when you pay less than a quarter. Most of mine are listed, like $10, $7.99 for some of them, $9.99 for some of them, and then the ones that are a little less common are like $14.99, $12.99. That's what I have them priced anyway. And then there's the one really big. Hopefully, the one big card. I'd love to sell that thing. $150. I would do backflips. Lee has a question. What do you call the metal insert in the center of a 45 record? It's attached to the record itself. Metal? I don't know that I've ever seen a metal insert. Oh my God, where did mine go? It probably fell. Hold on. There we go. This guy, but a metal version? Is that what you're saying, Lee? I don't think I've ever seen metal. If anybody knows. Uh-oh, what is this, Dawn? What is this mess? May I introduce you to Bitly, Dawn, right? Bitly.com. Gives you a nice short link. Let's check out. The X-Lax. Yeah, that's one of my, I thought that was kind of funny. You can check that out. That's one of my World's Fair listings, the X-Lax exhibit with a handy guide to the digestive system of the human body. That's kind of funny. Your highest so far is 15 in the Chrome. Yeah, I mean, the legend of the Chromes being lousy cards. I've sold Chromes for like $15 too. Yeah, that's pretty funny, Dawn. So anyway, Mark, back to your question. Like anything else, postcard or anything else, scarcity, right? The ones that aren't as common, the ones that are kind of a little wacky. I also think the interior views, you're going to see millions of postcards that have like the Trilon, it's called, which is like this long spear-looking thing. Like the symbols of the fair, the outside of the Italian pavilion, the outside of the Norwegian pavilion. All that there's a million versions, night and day versions and all that. But then when you actually get some that are inside and show like an activity taking place or something, like there was a thing in the Japanese pavilion about silkworms or something, like women were like talking about how to process silkworms into silk. And it was like a photo. It wasn't a photo, but it was a print of a photo. I think that's probably going to command a little more money than just the outside of the Japanese pavilion. It says patents apply for. Really? That's cool. What's up, Sandy? Do you mean what the device is called? Do you mean this? It's called a spindle, like just the record spindle. Is that the word you're looking for? I thought it was something specific because it was metal. I don't think I've seen a metal spindle. Yeah, it's called a spindle, if that's what you're talking about. This thing. It's just a record spindle for a 45. Because the hole is much bigger than a 33 1/3 is like that big. And a 45 is this big. Or a 45 adapter. Yeah, they're called a spindle. I thought it was something special because it's metal. I guess they make them in different. They make them out of different, metal, plastic. I guess something like that. I don't know. You're welcome, Lee. Absolutely. Spindle. Spindle. Love records. Love listening to records. I miss buying records. I went on a spending flurry after my birthday, and now it's long gone. I haven't bought a record in like a month. Getting the blues about that. I love records. Always have, always will. Now they're back, which is kind of cool. They never left for me. I bought CDs and everything, but I always kept my records. Michael, look, you're finally setting up your eBay categories. There you go. Yeah, good stuff. I think that's a very helpful option with stores to have categories. Definitely keeps things organized. Definitely helps a buyer to kind of get on the fast track to things they're interested in if you sell a bunch of different things. Like, for instance, my records, if somebody wants to buy a record, they can look at all my other records and just go right to the record category in the store. I definitely like that. Kelly, hopefully you're still doing all right. You said you were halfway here a little while ago. Hopefully things have calmed down. Hey, Connie, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Good evening. Sorry for the silence. I'm getting messages that I'm just reading really fast. Good evening to you, Connie. Hope you're doing well. You did that recently for the print ads. Eventually, you'll have to do it for postcards too. Yeah, absolutely. Probably a good idea. Hey, cha-ching, first sale in 2 days. Vintage Memories. Congratulations. Hopefully you left a thumbs up and that Jiminy Dust came your way. I take full credit for all sales that occur on my shows. You know that. Silly boy. But yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. It's been slow as molasses over here too. So I just got a sale a little while ago. A mighty $15 for an old camera. Instamatic. That was gathering dust, so I don't mind getting rid of it. Anybody else lower their standards when it comes to accepting offers when times are really rough? I definitely I proved the fact that I do that. I didn't know I did that, but I normally probably wouldn't have taken that offer. But I'm like, you know what? I just want to see something sell. All as well, sales not so much. Yes, sluggish is a great, very sluggish. What's up, Cedar Lights? How you doing? Good evening to you. I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm listing the postcards. That's all. Just keep listing them. They'll sell. I'm in a listing, completely in listing mode. It feels strange. The last 50 minutes have been on the show. I haven't been able to list a card, and that's kind of messed up. You do that? Standards? I know, standards. Yeah, I just become a lot more, excuse me, I guess I'm becoming more lenient accepting offers that I would normally laugh at when it gets really slow, within reason. I mean, I'm not going to give stuff away, but if I have nothing into it, like this stupid camera as an example, it's been sitting on that shelf for a year, I'll get rid of it. I don't care. Probably costs like less than $1. Bo. Oh my God, Canadian. She's writing in Canadian again. You do not use best offers. I would imagine not. Yeah, regret it. Yeah, it wasn't on a card. My thing was just a stupid. You probably missed it. The little Instamatic camera that I picked up in an estate sale. I had it for 25, and somebody offered me 15. I took it just to get it out of here. Oh, that's fair. Yes. Here's a stupid question. If If you're Mark and you don't have best offer, if you get watches, you could still send offers if you want, right? He asks quizzically. Because people can still watch your items, even though it's no best offer on there. Great White North. Florida man Jim just recently added best offer, sales increased immensely. Yep. Yeah. I do that too, Mark. I send offers and I always click. Well, on the computer, you don't have to worry about it, but on the phone, you have to hit that button. It defaults to allow counters. Call got all the snow. It's all right. Sometimes you just want to move it. Exactly. Vintage memory is just, you know what? Get rid of it. You know, my aspiration here is obviously to become full-blown paper, you know, all things ephemera, postcards, print ads, etc. Keep it to paper and records, which are also pretty easy for me anyway to ship. And I have a nice storing system for the records. So those, if I could live on those three, I'd be very happy. With the occasional cool thing that comes up in a estate sale, sure, but I don't want to have racks like I currently do for all this junk that I'm not really interested in. That's more of a hassle to list and all that. Freeze and rain. Extra work? How is it extra work? You mean dealing with people with going back and forth with offers? That could be a pain in the neck. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Selling buttons on 5-day auctions and selling almost all. Some ridiculously high prices, but I want to sell postcards and trade cards too. What ads sell the best? What ads? So you go on 3 different things, I guess. If you're talking about the print ads, which is something I'm big into, there's all kinds of different ads that sell well as far as like, you know, types of products. Car ads I always talk about the most, and World War II. Any World War II advertisement usually does really well for me. Those are the 2 big ones. But welcome, Lisa. I don't know if you're new. I don't remember seeing your name. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't, welcome. And you can check out, I have a whole bunch of videos about print ads. I have a whole print ad series, 7 or 8 parts, I think, at last count. And then there's a bunch of, also, if you look at the playlists, I guess, in my store, I probably have a whole playlist of what's sold kind of stuff. You can get a feel for the print ads, as well as many live listing shows I would do for print ads specifically. And we kind of talk about all that, like what makes a print ad more desirable maybe than other ones. And anyway, check that out. They're all right on my channel. Wow, Mark, holy cow. That's awesome. Yeah, Lisa, if you don't mind, check out the series. I have a whole series kind of about learning about postcards, and then I have, as I mentioned, you know, the what sold stuff. The live listing shows are, I think, going to be a really big benefit to anybody who's thinking about getting into them, because we went into a lot of detail with many people on the show live with me, you know, talking about the different things on print ads and kind of like what people look for. That'd be definitely a good place to start if you're interested. It's a cool play. It's a cool niche to get into. That's for sure. Go over second quarter, clear out the current store, and get down to 5 to 6 main categories. There you go. Yeah, I like that. Less is more kind of scenario. When you get a sale, it's done and paid for, not going back and forth. Yeah, I get that. Really? That's one thing. I don't have a lot of, thankfully, I haven't had many instances of people not paying. I've heard that that's almost an epidemic when it comes to auctions. A lot of time, I don't know what the ratio is, but you know, a good portion of people that win auctions for whatever reason wind up not paying. That would frustrate me for sure, because you've already waited however many days your auction ran, and now you're waiting beyond that, and then it turns out being no sale, and you got to redo it. That's a pain in the neck. That I would definitely be bugged by. Cost pet food, yeah, absolutely, Dawn. All true. Sure, Lisa, absolutely. Dawn, right? Probably putting a link to something. Well, I know she's put a link to something, but I don't know what the link is to. Probably to the, is it to the series, Dawn, or to some live shows? I definitely encourage you, Lisa, check out the live listing shows are really good. If you're asking specifically about what types of ads do well, that's a really good resource for you. But the series is kind of cool if you just want to get into them for the first time and want to learn a little bit about them. And at least my methods, it doesn't mean they're not written in stone. Certainly take them and adapt them to your needs, but it's a nice starting point anyway if it's something new for you. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. You always have a dozen or so people waiting to pay. Really? Yeah, I don't have a lot of trouble with that usually. Although I just sold this stupid little camera 15 minutes ago and they haven't paid yet. I wouldn't consider that a long wait, but usually it's pretty fast. Exactly. Yeah, I have mine set up. I think you could change the date, but mine's 4 days. I think it's after 4 or 5 days. I don't remember. I have it set up that they automatically close it. And then it gets relisted. You really are, Dawn. You're on fire tonight. You just sold a button at a real button auction for $576. Holy cow. I wish we could all find those kind of things. That's fantastic. What a fantastic sale, Lisa. Congratulations. Yeah, we need more detail here. You can't just say I sold a button. We got to know what you paid for it, what was on the button, how'd you have it listed, what keywords did you use? Just let them sit every once in a while. I'll go in and clean out some. You send them a friendly reminder, Mark? The invoice or a like type of communication? Button face postcards? What's a button face postcard? A postcard of a button? That would be new to me. I don't think I've seen a postcard of a button. Like presidential buttons or something. Yeah, they do send it out. I know you see right away you get a something that says eBay will remind the person or something. Unpaid setting. Yeah, again, Canada. I'm not even joking about this. I don't know if there's some differences in the options in the Canadian eBay. I have no idea, but it's in account settings. I could probably find where it is. I apologize if I seem a little down tonight. I'm just I'm exhausted. I think it's showing in the show. Look at this. I got the lights down low. I'm mumbling. I'm tired. Might be in business policies, actually, call. But I did set that up, so it automatically generates. You could set up the date, however many days you're willing to wait before they automatically close it out for you. Oh, seriously? Okay, check that out. Oh, he does? Okay. What a hassle. It just sounds like when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's such a hassle. But that's good to know you have the same site. I didn't know if there was a separate Canadian site. Do you sell on a Canadian site as well, guys, or do you just sell on the US eBay? Can you do both? Lisa bought 30 button cards, fantastic buttons for $120. Sent 20 buttons to Pennsylvania for the auction. Sold a total of $1,550. Wow. What type of buttons, Lisa? Everything under the sun? Like, I'm just curious. Do you specialize in a certain type of a button? Love to hear about it. Leland, you send out a couple of very nice letters explaining they need to let me know if they need more time to pay. That's cool, too. Yeah. Do they ban the people? I mean, I know that in the verbiage, it says something like eBay will report them or whatever, put a ding on their account for being a non-payer or something. Maybe that's what you mean. You moved your policy to 11 days before it cancels. Okay. Yeah, isn't that strange? Like, if anything else, if you end a listing for an address issue or whatever reason, it pretty much almost always regenerates or relists, excuse me. Yeah, and for some reason, when they don't pay, it just sits there and you have to relist it. It's a pain in the neck. It doesn't automatically relist. You know what I mean? It's incredible. You don't explain that. It only me banning on my store. What's up? Not sure if it's vintage. How you doing? You have some hangers on from before you switch. You don't list on Canadian side. Okay. All right. They paid me for the camera. See, it took about 20 minutes. 1700s. Holy cow. Hand-painted picture of the first French balloon. Wow. It says in the thing when somebody has non-payment, when an order is canceled for non-payment after X amount of days, it says something like, we're going to note the fact that it was a non-paying buyer. That's what it says in the little blurb that you get. It doesn't happen too often for me. Thank goodness. I guess like everything else, it depends on what you sell. Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah, I'd love to see some of that stuff too. I'm going to check out Mark's video about the postcards with pins on them. Look at this. Dawn soliciting a picture she wants to see. Sorry, you're back. You have to go back. No problem, man. We're really just kind of chewing the fat. You're not missing anything. Hope you're feeling all right. Majority of your non-payers are shopping and end up with multi-car purchases. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mark, you could put a link if you'd like to your video. You got the wrench. About the pin covers or whatever they're called. I'd like to check that out. In my limited experience with the postcards, I don't think I've seen one. I'm sure there's probably millions of them, but I've just never come across one yet. So I'd like to see that. Feel free to add a link. That's one of the big benefits of having a wrench. Button face family. If you find it, Mark, you could just post the link for yourself. Yeah, everybody loves Mark's videos. Yeah, exactly. Amen on all three counts, yes. No reason to go nuts, right? Yeah, Mark has great videos. And they're informative, too. Despite his best efforts to try to, make fun of everything, he actually knows a thing or two, which is nice. I love the statistic. I like that he's a very statistic-driven individual. I love seeing that kind of stuff. They say numbers don't lie most of the time, unless you fudge them. You've never had to ban. They all paid, and most all appreciated me looking out for them. Yeah, that's definitely cool. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Barbara Engro is here. Great to have you. There you go. Check that out. I will be checking that out, Mark. I appreciate you posting it. Cameron's still here. He's just been quiet in the background. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Welcome back from the post office. Good to have you, Lori. It's a very quiet show today. It's just a little. You got a tire Jiminy flip it here. You got lights are down low. All paid in a limited sampling only several times. I never heard that. It's kind of funny. It's true though. He's very pleasant demeanor on the videos, and just kind of gets to the point. I'm always drawn to always amazed at his really professional looking. I know it's probably just your basement or something, I guess, Mark, but his the background and stuff and the color coordination at all times with this. He's got the same outfit on all the time. Kind of brand recognition. That's pretty cool. I like that stuff. But it's really about the content. I enjoy good content. You could dress it up any way you want, but I like good content. Julie called you the Julie in Montana? Well, there is no other Julie, right? She's the only one. Mr. Rogers of Postcards. What's up, Popeye? How you doing? Just got done with dinner. Okay, cool. Welcome aboard. A lot of people eating late tonight. 8 o'clock. Hope you enjoyed your dinner. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here as always. One more question: how many hours do you devote to? Yeah, same here. There's no real schedule. Although I've heard many people saying it's probably a good idea to try to stick to a schedule, like you're at a traditional job or something, and say from this period to this period, I'm going to devote time to shipping, listing, sourcing, tweaking, advertising. I really am here all day and night. I take breaks and I do other things, but every waking moment, pretty much, I'm doing something with the reselling. Work hard again, yeah. Won't you be my neighbor? We got to come up with a theme song for you, Mark. I'll write a song for you. I'll sing you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a theme song for Mark in a Mr. Rogers vein. Let's hope there's multiples of that shirt. There you go. That really would be. We got to do this. We got to come up with a whole new intro. You come walking up the stairs or something, whistling my tune that I write for you. You go in, you put on the SM Postcard shirt, SM Postcard hat. Something funny. That's something I really should do too. A lot of people do that. I know they run off several videos at once and then release them, over the course of a couple of weeks. That's a good idea too. Like make a whole day of just doing YouTube videos. I do them ad hoc. I do a video, release it. Do a video, release it. You have to cut your hours back, yeah. You'd probably also realize you're underpaid if you split it out by the hours. Quite possible. Quite possible. Yeah, see, that's cool. He does a whole bunch of them at once. Stick to a schedule that works for you. Yeah, scheduling is always a good idea. It keeps you honest. Yeah, we'll talk. I'll have my people get in touch with your people, Mark. We'll do a video. We'll do a whole. I'm gonna make a song for you. Give me some words you want. We're gonna have pap in there for sure. Yeah, same shirt and same hat. Branding, it's all branding. It's one of the things I think is really cool. What was for dinner, Popeye? I am a starving guy right now. Starving. I know, exactly. I'm always on this thing, day and night. When I can't sleep, I'll come down at 3 in the morning and just start, especially now that I have these cars, listing for an hour, go back to bed. I guess that's one of the nice things about doing this, when you don't have to worry about another job. Sal the bird. Yeah, Kelly's home now. So many people are home. I swear to God, I'm not even joking, Carl. I had a postcard dream the night before last. I can't remember what it is now, but I remember waking up and saying, "Oh my God, I actually just dreamt about postcards." I think it was about going, like, just thumbing through them or something. It just popped into my head in a dream. Yep. Not even joking. Oh, I love chocolate pudding. Did I mention that, Leon? I'd kill for some of that right now. Doing right. Chocolate pudding, whipped cream, acceptable? Would you destroy that right now? Somebody handed you a nice big goblet of chocolate pudding. Anything that you're heavily invested in seems to creep into a dream. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Obviously, I figured. And whipped cream. Are you one of those people that has to have? Mrs. Flippett is the kind of person. I don't think chocolate pudding isn't a great idea, but let's say like she won't eat something unless it's accompanied by something else. Like they're in tandem basically. And if trying to think of a really good example. She has a bunch of them and I'm drawing a blank, but it's something like that. Let's say like she'll only have chocolate pudding if there's whipped cream on it. Can't have it by itself, you know? Only has, what's another one? Like, you know, the tortilla chips, the plain corn chip tortilla chips has to have a dip. She won't eat just the corn chips. She'd rather not eat anything if it's not going to have both. Things like that. Pizza. This is a very Pennsylvania thing that's, to me, is ungodly, but she'll have pizza and dunk it in like ranch dressing. Ugh. Things like that. So anyway, Dawn, will you just put down some chocolate pudding or does it have to have whipped cream with it? I'm not like that. I can enjoy each thing for itself. I like combos, but I can enjoy a tub of pudding without whipped cream if there's none available. Used to have wow dreams. That's right. But you can only leave one thumbs up. Oh, really? Canada. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kelly. I don't need like again, I'm not anti, two things matching up really well. Peanut butter and jelly, or what, even though I despise peanut butter. I'm one of the few people in the world I know, but I hate peanut butter. Yet I love peanuts. Makes no sense. Admittedly, makes no sense. Ranch with pizza is just, I can't even talk to you now, Dawn. There we go. Vintage memories. Thank you for reeling it back in. I happen to have a Worth point. I picked it up several months ago. I enjoy it. If this card that I just valued sells for like even $100, it pays for several months of the Worth points, so it'll definitely be valuable. It really depends on use. I know they've expanded therapy to go out a little longer. I think it's 2 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. But I use both. I don't automatically go to Worth point. I try to stay within the eBay world as much as I can, especially when I'm using 6-bit. They have a thing you can click on. I just get comps from eBay without even having to go into eBay. I like that. That's a cool option. If they could somehow integrate, it probably could. If you could integrate Worth point into that, I would really like it. But personally, for me, I like it. I think it's worth it. It really does depend on your needs. Carl says, what? What is he wanting? Not really. Yeah, well, picky. I'm a connoisseur of good food, Dawn. I don't like junk. Oh, no peanut butter. Yeah, I think peanut butter is disgusting. If you say so. Ranch on pizza is just putrid. Awful. Peanut butter is repulsive. You like whipped cream? I mean, yeah, I guess if you break it out that way. That's all right. Peanut butter. I'll put a what can you do in YouTube? You could do something like that. A vote. What is it called? I can't think of the word. I am so tired. Everybody, it's not even funny. What is it called when you could go up or down? I can't remember what the word is called. Like take a vote about peanut butter. I know. I admit it. Well, there's two things. This is going to get me another thumbs down. I hate peanut butter and I hate watermelon with a passion. Since I'm a little kid, don't understand why people like watermelon. The taste kills me. I just don't like it. We're not allowed to sponsor a potluck. 300 to 660 postcards sold for $5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can get your money back. You can conceivably get your money back for your investment. I consider it an investment. I like having the option a lot. Do I use it every day? Do I have a use for it every day? Not necessarily, but it definitely helps. Again, with this one, to me, you get one big hit a month even as a direct result of looking up something on Worth Point that you couldn't find somewhere else. And to me, that's worth it. I don't think ranch. Yeah, I think ranch dressing is pretty nasty. It's like sour, awful. It smells like bad yogurt. You could bring the cups, no food. Oh, Lisa, come on. No, you put pizza. If you have to put salt on it and some garlic powder. That's all you do on pizza. Nothing else. Pizza is a perfectly self-contained food. It does not require dunking in anything else, unless it's Canadian pizza. Maybe, who knows? I've never had a pizza. I've been in Canada a few times. I've never had a slice of pizza in Canada. JC saying, you hear chocolate pudding said too many times. Exactly. You start to get a craving. You had to go get one of the kids' puddings. That's great. We don't have any. We actually have, we do have pudding because of the whole baking thing. We have lots of pudding, but it's the kind you have to cook for like 3 hours. It's not instant pudding. Pudding is basically, chocolate pudding is cocoa and cornstarch and sugar. That's all it is. You could easily make your own. But yeah, I would destroy some chocolate pudding right now. The more I talk about it, oh my God, you people. Digging that hole? Whose hole? Hate watermelon. Yeah, and also you can whittle down the amount of words. Like if you copy and paste from an eBay listing, sometimes it doesn't contain every word. If you take out a word or two, suddenly you'll get results. That's what happened to me in one of the postcards that I have listed right now. I wasn't able to find it when I had like the what you would think would be the description or the title. I took out a couple of words and suddenly it popped up. No, not that I know of. I just kind of open it up and type in very basic. Excuse me, Mark. I typed like the most basic word, literally like you, postcard, whatever, button. I like Ike button, postcard or something. I got to see this video to see what the buttons are on your postcard. But I definitely noticed that the simpler you word it, the more results you'll get. And then you can whittle down, obviously, and fine tune it, sort of. Did your parents feed you chicken fingers and craft it? No, not at all. I don't even remember ever having chicken. Chicken fingers is I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say it's pretty new. I never had chicken fingers when I was a kid. Never heard of it. Salt on orange slices? Absolutely, Kelly. I agree. Yeah, I think the less words, the better with worth point. And then you can always add 1 or 2 items if you want to drill down a little more. You went back 45 minutes into live catching up now. I mean, chicken stir fry. Oh, no problem, Mark. No problem, Popeye. Chicken stir fry. Nice. Yeah, I never put salt on fruit. I use sometimes and it helps, but seems to have drilled it down more than I do on eBay, etc. Chocolate pudding right in the fridge. So then when the grandkid goes, I want some chocolate pudding. I don't know where it went, says Jeff. I don't know. I am hungry, and there's slim pickings out there. There's like nothing I could whip up quickly. It would involve like a whole process of cooking for an hour. And I've already cooked for 3 different meals today. None for me. Kelly. If you only knew, son. I went to culinary school. So I've been cooking for about 45 years. I have a very wide palate. I just don't like watermelon. I like most everything. I don't like watermelon. I don't like ranch dressing. What was the other thing? I don't like peanut butter, but I like a whole bunch of other stuff. You had chicken fingers last night? Yeah, chicken fingers, tenders or whatever can be okay sometimes. Absolutely. Depends on where you get them from. I would eat a McChicken or whatever you call them, the chicken McNuggets. There's probably very little chicken in them. Oh my God. Grape nuts, CJ. Haven't had a bowl of grape nuts in donkey's years, though. Need to pick some of those up. I'll tell you what, they go through you, though. They're like the Roto-Rooter of the cereal world, if you know what I'm saying. Grape nuts. No, I don't like caviar. Well, I've never tried caviar. I don't like truffles at all. I love mushrooms, though. I love my favorite cuisine is Italian. Having been brought up in Italian household. I like some French dishes. I love seafood. I love pasta. I like chicken. I don't like veal, which was something that was very, very popular when I was a kid in Staten Island, in New York for sure. Veal parmesan, veal cutlets. Everybody ate veal. Don't like veal. Not a venison guy. Not a gamey meats kind of guy. Won't eat a rabbit. Don't like breakfast much. I'm not a breakfast person. My wife loves breakfast. That's her favorite meal of the day. I just don't. I mean, an omelet now and then is good, but like a piece of toast, not a big fan. I don't like pork at all. I know another one. Everybody's gonna say they love their pork. God bless you. I don't like pork, but I like turkey bacon for the smoky flavor. Root beer is my favorite drink. Mushrooms are one of my favorite foods. I hate coconut. That's a good one, Cameron. I don't like coconut. Hates coconut. Anybody remember what's his name? The guy with the red beard on Bugs Bunny. My God, what's his name? Hates coconut. Escargot. Yeah, paws is kind of disgusting. No, I just don't like peanut butter and and watermelon. Really, of the common. Doesn't like veal or game meats. Yeah, you don't hear many reindeer parmesan dishes being cooked, Kelly. I don't know. Yeah, you do. You do. Go eat your caribou. You just like bacon. Yosemite Sam. Thank you, Don. Yes. Hates coconut. Remember that episode, everybody? Yep. Yosemite Sam. Thank you. Thank you. That's a funny episode. Fresh coconut milk, coconut, tossed coconut salad. Hates coconut. The only reason I need to stop talking about food, I wasn't talking about food, but it's because I'm so hungry. Man. 12 years, finally potty trained, but still hate peanut butter. What am I missing there? I don't get that. Do you hate peanut butter too? Yeah, I love peanuts. I love roasted peanuts. I love. There's a brand that you can get at Costco or BJ's or whatever, the wholesale stores. It's like Virginia peanuts and they're super crispy. Those are really good. Love peanuts. Just don't like peanut butter. I think I'm gonna, Cameron. Take care, Mark. Thanks for coming in. Kelly, when we're all coming for a lobster boil. Oh, man, lobster. Some of the best New England. I mean, kudos to Kelly and his boys up there. Tremendous lobster. I used to play at this yacht club. I might have mentioned this in a previous show. With the Beatle Band, we used to play in a yacht club every year in Larchmont, New York. It's like it's not nearly as far up, obviously, as Mark or anybody in New England, but it's in New York State. And my God, we used to get all you can eat lobster tails that they would cook out on the beach in the big boxes, like fill it up with the corn on the cob and everything, all fresh. Oh my God, so good. Not many places offer all you can eat lobster. Love lobster. Bye, Mark. Bye, Mark. Bye, Mark. You have a lobster festival in August? Oh man, see that I'd be there with bells on. Love lobster. Love calamari, as non-Italians say. Love salmon. Love swordfish. You don't see that too much. Swordfish steaks are so good. Love scallops, broiled scallops, one of my favorite foods on earth. I'm starting to remember the Kelly. Let's just anyway. To Kelly's in August. We have a casino here that offers it. What? All you can eat lobster? Holy cow! There you go, Maine Lobster Festival. That I seriously would be all over. Oh my God, love lobster. The whole lobster. Oh, Dawn, swordfish is I mean, the way I've had it, it's presented as a swordfish steak. It's yay thick and it's grilled just like a steak. You get the lines. So good. It's just a very clean, flaky white fish, but it's got some consistency, which is why I guess it's like a steak alternative or a steak substitute. So good. We live in a rural area in Buffalo. Dad used to have game dinners, bass, squirrel, carrot. Wow, that's crazy. It all depends on where you grow up. I never had shark. Is it a similar consistency, Lori? Love swordfish, though. Man, oh man. Oh, crab. Yeah, crab I'm a little bit. I mean, a good crab cake is a beautiful thing. One of my daughters loves the snow crab, those giant legs. She'll sit there for hours and hours to get like that much meat out of this 3 foot long claw. That's really all shell. I like some crab is really tasty. All right, Don. Where are you hobbling to? Poor Dawn is still hobbling around, pretty much bedridden. Can't really hobble around when you're bedridden, can you? But you know, when you have to do certain things, you got to get up, whether you want to or not. I agree, Lori. Very difficult. I live. Popeye is in Maryland, home of Baltimore, which is kind of east of him, but Baltimore is famous for really good crab cakes, and it's not that far from me. So several times when I go down for shows in that area, I partake in a real tasty crab cake from the area, and they are second to none. Yeah, we've the train is off the rails, Lisa. Sometimes if somebody brings up something as simple, it starts with like, boy, could I go for some chocolate pudding? And it snowballs into every food group. And usually we get into some kind of conversation about cereal or something like that. Yes, swordfish really is good. Oh, cool, at the House of Blues. You have Cajun swordfish? Your daughter graduated from only eating chicken nuggets to ask for crab when we dined out. Very cool. Yeah, chicken nuggets are like the perfect food for most little kids, and macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. In Disney, anytime, any restaurant, if anybody doesn't know, any restaurant you go to in Disney, no matter what it is, even if it's like those super high end, they always have chicken fingers and macaroni and cheese for kids on any menu. Whether it's on the menu or not, you can always ask for it. Seems to appease most kids. That's cute, though. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night because I am exhausted and very hungry. I want to thank you all for being here and hanging out tonight. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back on Friday. We're going to do listing on Friday for Hella High Water. We're going to do a listing show. I know Kelly wanted to see some print ads, and now we have Lisa. So check out the show on Friday, Lisa. I'm usually on at 6-ish Eastern. And we're going to do a listing show, which will probably feature a combo of print ads and postcards, because I just got to get these postcards up. So I want to do that. I'm going to get started with that as soon as I finish eating. As soon as I make something and then eat it and see if I can get some chocolate pudding. Have a great week, everybody. I will see you on Friday. Thanks for coming in.